Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, another good evening. Which I was going to say another rainy, nasty evening, but
Actually, it's been pretty nice today.
today was nice.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, can I just jump in here real quick? I wore white tennis shoes out here, so whether it was rainy yesterday, the day before, it was muddy today.
Yes.
So,
And they're awfully clean.
they do. Yeah.
Did you have to jump on Ben's back to come in here?
I did.
Yeah.
I said, you're going to have to walk me back here. Guys.
There you go.
Also, y'all know we flew in from Houston today. And the second we landed, he's been singing Walking in Memphis.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to. I mean, I feel like you got to. Did y'all visit Graceland?
No.
No, that's tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Just be sure you take a gun if you go.
We visited Las Margaritas.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a Las Margarita.
Y'all did. Yeah, y'all did. Y'all had margaritas there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say I've lived here my whole life. I've never been to Graceland.
I've been in the third grade.
Y'all took a field trip?
No, one of my classmates was a big Elvis fan, so I went with them, him and his mom and them.
Yeah. Are you still friends?
We are
Okay,
still
cool.
friends. Yeah, he manages a bar in Nashville now.
Okay,
So
yeah.
he's all out there. But
That's cool.
well, guys, we've got some awesome guests in studio for y'all. Before we get into it, we need y'all to do a couple of things. First, we need you to hit that like button, hit subscribe, comment below, let us know what you think of the episode, and also go on Apple and Spotify and leave us 5-star ratings. I think we told them we set the bar if they can get us to 1,000 total.
1,000 by the end of the year. We're going to do a big giveaway.
Yeah, we're at 700 and something. If y'all get us to 1,000, then we'll do a badass giveaway.
Hey, your thousandth, is it the reviews?
Yeah.
1,000th review, we'll give them free meat for a year.
Dang! All right, there you go.
Hey, breaking.
From who?
Breaking
Who's going to give him free meat?
Dang.
You'll hear more about that in a minute.
Yes, you will. What else do we need to do?
Y'all check out agzaga.com. Y'all know the discount code. It is TalkDirt20. That is $20 off, $50 minimum order, and free shipping, all the good stuff. Obviously, baling season is pretty well past us unless you're in a really fortunate part of the country where you're rolling hay 11 months out of the year. But all the good stuff. Well, we talked about the Christmas, the Advent calendars.
Yeah, we've actually we've got 2 of them.
Okay, well, we'll talk. We may talk more about those even. Well, between
Yeah, they're
here and
not. I didn't
Christmas.
bring them out here, but I
Okay,
do
that's
have
fine.
them.
But they got all the other good toys, good stuff. Never too early to start your Christmas shopping. Like I mentioned, my wife just ordered more water hoses and all kinds of
Damn,
stuff.
how many damn water hoses y'all have?
Dude, can you ever have too many high quality Flexzilla water
I'm
hoses?
sorry, what's a water hose? Where I
hold
come
on.
from, we call them hose pipe.
Oh,
Are
you're
you
our
kidding me?
first.
Oh my God.
Dude, what do you call them?
I call them water hose.
It's a,
I call
it's
them
a
water
hose pipe, bro.
Wait, we're coming back.
Honest to God, call them hose pipe.
Hose pipe.
All right, we're coming back to this. We're coming back to this.
Okay, yeah.
Go to agzaga.com and get your hose pipe.
But Google water hose. Look up water hose when you're on it.
So use the code.
Talk Dirt 20, $20 off that $50 minimum order and free shipping.
All right, do that. Go to talkdirtpodcast.com, contact page, submit your questions on there. You actually call it a hose pipe.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, before we
Oh
introduce,
my
so
goodness.
the Houston, Texas area.
Yeah.
Born and
I'm
raised-
from Baton Rouge. Yeah,
I was going to say, but you
I'm
said
from
y'all been
Louisiana.
best friends.
Yeah. We've been best friends for 25 years. I've
Yeah.
never called it a hose pipe.
He's Texas born and
Yeah,
raised.
born and raised.
I'm Louisiana. I'm transplanted into,
Okay,
into Texas.
gotcha.
He
Yeah.
got here as soon as he could.
Yes, yeah.
I heard that terminology the first time in my life when I went to college, and I had some fraternity brothers
Okay.
from Middle Tennessee.
Yeah.
Which is where my wife, who I later met, is from. They call it a hose pipe in Middle
Exactly.
Tennessee.
That's right.
We thought that
That-
was the
I
strangest
thought
thing.
that
Yeah.
was only super exclusive to Middle Tennessee, but you're telling me
Southern Louisiana, we call it a hose pipe.
Yeah, you're blowing my mind right now.
danged, I'll be danged. So
Yeah.
He calls hot dogs tube steaks as well.
Okay.
So-
Tube steaks.
No,
Yeah.
no.
well, the whole joke, and I'm a big football fan, went to UT. I've never been to a game in Baton Rouge, but
Oh, you're
they always,
missing out, bro.
You mentioned the hot dogs. They always joke about the LSU fans smell like corn dogs.
Yeah.
Like, is that
Yeah.
true?
No.
No.
Are you an LSU fan?
They smell like winners.
Oh, okay. You know what's funny is being from Texas. When you say UT, you assume it's University of Texas.
No, but it's not. I mean,
he's kind of got that's kind of the Texas color, actually.
Orange going on.
Oh, that's a little. Okay, there you go.
It's all on underneath. But now we were the University of Tennessee before the Louisiana purchase even happened.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you got the Tennessee Volunteers that are responsible for, it being the University of Texas and not what the University of Tejas or whatever it was. But
no, we're getting nerding out over here.
No, totally.
We pushed back on that quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, they always say, you save the best for last. So,
well, maybe. Yeah. Hey, y'all got Vanderbilt this weekend. I mean,
we do.
Yeah. That's our little brother. Like, we don't even.
I'll be honest with you. My daughter's a senior in high school, and she's applying to Vanderbilt.
Oh, well, it's a great school. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, guys, we, as you can tell, we got some guests. We'll let you guys introduce yourself. We got the Goodranchers in the house. Yeah. Tell us who you are.
Yeah, I'm Ben Spell, the founder and CEO of Goodranchers. This is Jermain Gill. He's our chief growth officer. He's also probably had every other title in the company over the years. We're an online meat company. We partner with we only partner with American farms and ranches. We were talking about at dinner about how much meat is imported into the U.S. every year. We don't do any of that.
Not selling any of that Argentine beef that Trump says we're going to bring in now.
No. The tariffs did not impact us. Yeah, because we've been 100%. I mean, our boxes are made in America.
There you go.
Packaging is made in America.
Yep.
We're so how American are we?
We're so American.
Oh, come on! You should have been ready for that. Yeah. Our cows say the Pledge of Allegiance.
There you go.
There you go.
No. I was just say this really quickly. Ben and Corley, who they founded the company. Early on, we drew a line in the sand that said, "Hey, we were only going to source 100% American supply chain," which is, in the direct to consumer online space, that is extremely rare.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like that is extremely rare. So
in the U.S. it's really rare.
Yeah.
And honestly, and that's part of the reason why we wanted to come out here and hang out with you guys, because we love and have so much admiration for American farmers, American ranchers, and what you guys are doing. And the consumer is so far removed from what it takes to actually put food on the plate. And you guys are in the trenches every day,
Well, that's what we've talked about on here. It's gotten really crazy over the years because, there's still the thank a farmer day, and we always joke I don't go out and be like, thank me for this chosen career path.
Yeah.
But at the same time, now it's weird because things have shifted. There's so much hate for farmers. That's like we were talking at dinner,
there is and there isn't. Everything's so polarized.
It is. And that's what on Instagram, I made a series of videos, and I was kind of breaking down some of the recent little myths and stuff going on there. Oh man, I got one, I don't know, it's got like 500 or 600 comments of people just, man, they'll be like, "You're an idiot." One guy was like, "I hope you lose everything. Hope you have." We had a back and forth of 3 comments, and he said, "I hope you have to sell everything you have."
Yeesh.
And I'm like, in 3 comments, you basically wish I was homeless. I'm married, I have 2 kids, and you're like, "I hope you lose everything you got."
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what is wrong with these people? But it's like you said, man, the removal. I think 2% of the population is even involved in agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
It's so tiny. So,
it's getting small. That's getting smaller.
Oh yeah,
every day.
The average age of a rancher today in the U.S. is, I think,
60.
60. I was going to say 62. That's right. That's sad.
Yeah,
and we need the next generation to pick up the mantle and farm and ranch and do the things that we need, because if we lose control of our food, we're going to be in a lot of trouble as a society.
Yeah, food security is national security, and which like I said, which online, man, especially when you get into comments, whether it's whatever social media platform,
a bunch of them are AI.
well,
these days.
right? And
I think
you
they're fake.
I can't tell what's AI and what's not. And that's one of the annoying things about all the videos I see lately.
Oh my gosh.
Because you go straight to the comments and they go AI. And I'm like, that is it?
Yeah.
How do you know that it's AI?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But that elephant riding on that rhino, I thought I sent it to him and I'm like, this is real, right? And he's like, no, that's AI.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we got a buddy who listens to the show. He sent me a video today, and I was like, "What?" And I got to watch this. Like, that's got to be AI. So, Marcus, I'm calling you out. I think that video is AI.
What was it?
It was like a house party. Like,
Oh, the bull riding?
yeah.
I hope that wasn't AI. He sent me
It
the
was a
same.
bull bucking like in somebody's living room with like 40 people. Like,
I didn't go to the comments intentionally because I was like, I want to
I watched
believe
it like
that this
3
is
times.
real.
Like, there's no way this is real.
Have y'all seen the very large, overweight DoorDash guy fall through the porch?
I don't think
No,
so.
no.
Doorbell
no.
camera,
Yeah.
but it's AI.
Yeah.
I know.
All the
AI,
good
man.
videos.
It's
all the good videos.
It is. Yeah. They're just, it's
Yeah.
getting too good. Well, I don't know.
But well, like we're talking, there's so much hate, but then like we're talking about the food and then the consumers and how disconnected they are. But I'm not telling you guys anything. I mean, I'm sure you hadn't realized you have a lot of people that really more than ever want to know where their food is coming from.
Absolutely.
Oh, I think
and it's
COVID
not
shifted
everybody.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The local wars, everybody
Yeah.
wants
Yeah.
to buy, Logan sells, we just drove past this little farm store. They want to buy their local produce right there as close to home as they can.
Yeah.
It's not everybody.
Yeah, you
And
got
it's-
the people who want to buy their meat straight from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you're always going to have people that they just want the cheapest thing they can put on the table. And hey, nothing wrong with that.
Listen, there's some things that, and I understand, there's hard economic times, and right now is a hard economic time. But there's some things that you don't want to just get the cheapest you can get.
Yeah.
Skydiving is one of those.
Yeah.
And the food you put in your body is another.
Yeah.
Because
No. Yeah.
what you are what you eat. It's
Yeah.
not
Right,
just a
yeah.
saying.
Well, and that's been a big thing. Trump's made his comments. We harped on that pretty hard last episode about, I think his initial comment was, it was just him talking to that reporter. I think they may have been on Air Force One. It was very offhanded. Like, hey, yeah, we're working on getting prices down and everything, but beef is too high. We're going to work on that. We might start importing. And of course that sent the markets into a frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
But I still, and I don't buy a lot of beef. But you go to the store and like ground beef is, when you look at
It's
what
$4.99 a pound.
you found some that cheap.
Yeah, I was about to say, you found it that cheap?
Yeah, I looked specifically the other day because we'd had this
It may have been
conversation.
something on special. I actually looked it up because I was sitting there at the computer and
Now this was a huge tube,
yeah.
so I don't know. If
It's probably-
it was a
yeah.
tube
Was
steak.
this at Walmart?
Yeah, it's a big tube
Yeah,
steak.
that
Yeah,
was some of that
It was kangaroo.
Argentinian stuff.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we're importing.
it said American beef.
But even like the
That was the name of the cattle.
Yes.
even like the premium ground beef you buy at the store, I'm like, look, you can feed a family of 4 on taco night.
Okay, but first of all, premium is not a grade, by the way.
Right, you're right.
But so
Yeah.
many consumers get confused because
Oh, yeah.
it says premium. Premium has
Doesn't
it means
mean
absolutely
anything.
It's a
nothing.
It's
Yeah.
a marketing.
It's like
term.
all
It's a marketing.
natural.
Yes.
What does that
100%.
mean?
Nothing. Yeah.
Well, let's come back to you. Keep going.
Well,
But
I
we got
was
to come
just-
back to deer meat. Talking about all natural. We'll squash some
you get
feelings on
to,
that one.
like, you go by any Starbucks and there's a line coming out the drive-through onto the highway. They're paying $8 a drink, for by the time you buy you 2 of those, which
But
are
we complain about $5 a pound for ground beef.
exactly where you can feed a family of 4
Mhm.
for less than the price of a couple of Starbucks drinks and
Mhm.
still have leftovers the next day.
And
That's what I always say.
And this is an amazing thing that we do in America. Cattle take years to grow.
Yeah.
You raise them. And the amount of hands they have to transfer from, the amount of feed that has to go through, the amount of care, the veterinarian care and things that have to happen to raise those cattle. And then have to get harvested and packaged and manufactured. Like all of these hands over 2 years, and you can still get ground beef for $5 a pound.
What is it that
Like-
the rancher gets out of that $5?
About 8 cents.
Yeah.
If
I was gonna say, I know it's something just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, we talk about also, I'll tell you, it kind of harks me back to the non-GMO, GMO thing. And we talk about how good man, how good we really do have it. It's like, Bobby Lee and I have said on here before, you go to some of these third world countries and stuff, man, if you took them some sweet corn, you took a bag of sweet corn, chunked it out there, none of them are going to ask, well, is this non-GMO? Like they just want to eat. Like they're happy to have some food. If you took some beef, they're not going to say, well, is this grass finished or grain finished? Like that. So it's really kind of speaks to our privilege that we have here to be able to be like that. And I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's great that you can, man, I can get this type of beef or that type of produce. But it's when you condemn them, it's like, well, it's really
and the
privilege.
The privilege, and we've talked about this before, but the privilege comes because the backbone of America was agriculture. I mean, the reason that we're an isolated. I mean, look at a map, right? We're an isolated country, right? So if we couldn't produce our own food, whether it's beef, proteins, crops, we wouldn't have been able to survive. So the thing that separates America from all the other countries is we can produce our own food, which allows us to have that privilege. And it's that same, it's kind of that thing. It's like a cycle, right? Like the guy works the farm or he goes out and works the field and then he produces product and then their kids don't have to produce the product. And the further away you get from that privilege becomes the like, is this GMO or is it non-GMO? I need the non-GMO stuff, right? Whereas the kid back where you're saying that third world country that's just looking where they're going to get their next meal, they have no care about those things.
It's like, I can either eat this or I will potentially starve to death.
Yeah.
I mean, and are y'all familiar with Lane Norton?
Yeah.
I get tickled with him, but he shares a thing and he talked about glyphosate and he was talking about produce and different things where they've used glyphosate. And he said, there's no good way to do this study because I don't know how you would isolate it down. Yeah. But he said, I promise, if you only ate like fresh meat and fresh produce, and he said, and this produce could come from a farm that is GMO. This is GMO crops. They've used the chemicals according to label. We have label specifics, just like cattle. You have if you do antibiotics, you have a time frame in there.
All times.
Whatever. So it's by the label. And he said, if you eat produce and fresh meat from that, you will be infinitely healthier than the person that like eats a regular standard American diet. Like he was like, you're still going to be a healthy human being. Like you're not poisoning your body, like because how many people condemn us but then go eat Taco Bell or something else like that?
It's taking the focus on the wrong. It's taking the focus out of context. I have a question for you, Bobby. You're a veterinarian. You treat mostly what?
Dogs and cats in my day job.
Dogs and cats. Do you ever have to give antibiotics to dogs or cats?
Every day.
Yeah. You'll have kids?
Yep.
Have you ever had to give your kids antibiotics?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife is about as crunchy as they come. Like we didn't vaccinate. And why are you looking at me like that? We didn't
scooting away.
Vaccinate. Yeah.
We've just been canceled.
But there are some is it a viral infection that has to have an antibiotic or bacterial? Yeah. There are some infections that you can't get rid of without antibiotics.
Yeah.
And again, we should not be over antibiotic.
Yep.
We shouldn't be using antibiotics to promote growth. There's a lot of wrong ways to do it. But cows are herding animals and they live outside. And if one gets sick, they're all going to get sick.
Oh, yeah.
And going back to the ignorance of the consumer, and I mean that with
you're not meaning it in an insulting manner.
I don't mean it insulting at all. But the ignorance of the consumer, they don't understand that people who are raising cattle, people who are growing crops, you have to do this to make a living.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have to do this, and every animal matters.
Yep.
Every acre of crops matters. And if you don't do things to keep them healthy, and you have to keep them healthy, just like we would do our own children.
Yep.
Again, there's a right way and there's a wrong way. And I'm not saying that everybody does it the right way. But there's a lot of people that do it the right way. And what people don't understand is so much of the treat. Like, again, PETA did a great job. I mean, just a great job over the last I would say PETA and the whole like veganism movement did a great job, like demonizing beef, demonizing the industry, demonizing, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. And the consumer has this idea that there's a cow and then there's a factory. Well, there's a cow with like all these big needles and injections going into it. Yep. And then there's a factory and then out comes a hamburger.
Yep.
And that's the furthest from what it actually is.
Well, and it's not too different than, Logan raising his corn and soybeans does not get joy from dumping more and more chemicals into the spray.
Yeah, but guess what? It costs money.
I was gonna say it's expensive.
It costs money. Yeah. And guess what? Antibiotics cost money.
Yeah. Every time I inject a cow with anything, whether it's a vaccine, an antibiotic, a deworm, or whatever, that costs me money.
Yeah.
Right. And I will,
you'd love to not have to give them anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same way, whether I'm talking about your dog, your cat, a cow, your kid, there has been, I will admit, an over reliance and on antibiotics. I know I've got good friends of mine. These are very educated people that,
they do antibiotics every day.
Well,
it's like drugs.
right. Yeah. Wake up and snort them in the morning.
Yeah.
But it's like
they put their cocaine aside. They just hit some antibiotics, man.
Well, but they're like, I had a good friend of mine.
Z-Pack.
Yes.
Very educated people, but they're like, we love our pediatrician, or the nurse practitioner that we use, because we'll just text them when our kid's sick and they'll call us in an antibiotic. And I just I cringe.
That's bad.
It's like, come on, man, this kid's gonna be sick all the time.
Well, I'm like, and you get into that in there, but I would dare say in the cattle industry, most cattle people I know, we're
under vaccine or under antibiotics.
Absolutely.
Because and again, cattle prices were really good and they're still historically good. But our margins are really tight. Like, we're not looking to give that $15 per injection vaccine or antibiotic, excuse me. You just willy-nilly because, that cow doesn't look great. Let's give her an antibiotic.
Well, and would the people that are like raising hell about the antibiotics, would they just rather the animal died?
That's, again, they don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to see it. Right. They don't have to experience it.
Yeah.
Just like if you were, raising your own animals. I mean, you know, like there's so many cow-calf producers. There's 700,000 independent cattle ranches in the U.S. and the average herd size is 50.
Really?
How many do you have, Bobby?
Well, I've got 40 mama cows, and then we run about 75 wean calves.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, and that is such a small number. But of that number, it makes up 30% of the world's beef.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
That's a huge number. And it's people like you. It's independent people who care for every single animal. Well,
see, and that's the thing. Like, but people don't understand. Like, you actually do care.
That's right.
For the animal.
Right. That's right.
And it's even like in a weird way, like my crops in the same way. Like I'm not gonna, when they say you're poisoning the earth, it's like, no, I'm trying to make it a thriving situation. Like I want a thriving area, because the better the soil, the better the crops, and the more potential profit I have. Like, and that's what is funny. People do this with cattle. They do this with row cropping. I think because it's like, one, it's romanticized. And so there's this idea that like, well, the money part shouldn't matter. You need to do this because this is what's right for the environment. Like, we have people that on the row crop. I've had a guy one time, he was like, you need to go to the way they used to do it. Back in the day, they used to hand weed the crops. And I did math. I don't remember. It's been a while back. I did some math. What was it like? Oh man, how many acres or how long? It was something ridiculous. Like I figured up how many weeds was it? It was trillions of weeds. So like people would have to hand pull. I'm like, all right, if we went away from that, I mean, and you can't even hardly find one or two good employees that would actually come and work on the farm. And it's like, all right, now I'm going to pay you. I mean, I'm not a huge farmer. I'm a very like smaller to average size row crop farmer, but I could never manage my acres by hand.
Yeah, that's that disconnect though.
It is.
You know, we go back to saying about like that and that's one of the things we talk about, right? And we said it earlier. The average consumer is so disconnected from their food sources that
they're on TikTok.
But they're on TikTok, right? But they can make statements or ask those kind of things like, oh, you should weed your crops, or hey, the cattle out there should be grass fed, about all these things, because they don't even understand what they are buying themselves, right?
Yeah.
It's that undereducated, like I said earlier, 50, 60 years ago, if you needed, chicken or beef or corn, you had somebody local that you could go to, right? You were like, at least around you, food production was happening. I mean, as people moved into more urban, bigger cities, we just got disconnected from that. And so we can make those crazy claims now.
Yeah. And I was going to say people don't want to do it, but the beautiful thing is they don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and the hard part is, I mean, that was actually one of our inspirations for starting this show. When we started, it was really to push back on a lot of the BS. Right. And the challenge is I've put up videos and I'll kind of challenge them, but I'm which is crazy. Like if I wanted to know about selling direct beef, hey, I'd contact you guys. Hey, what does this look like? How do you do this? If I want to know about
all you got to do is start a website.
Well, yes,
just that simple.
Just a web designer, yeah.
If I want to know about veterinarian stuff, I'm gonna call and ask a vet.
Right.
But it kind of trips me out, man. I have so many people that have never farmed, will never farm, have no idea about farming, but they will tell me how to farm.
Yeah.
And they tell me how I'm so wrong. And I'm like, you have never done this in your life. You will never do this. And so it just kind of blows my mind. There's a bizarre arrogance around it as well. And I don't know how you push back.
That's just the beauty of the internet.
It is.
And everybody having.
But what do we do how do you combat that? Because they don't want to listen to us.
Tell them to start growing their own food.
Yeah.
Start growing your own food and you'll realize how quickly, you'll realize how hard it is really fast. Start trying to start raising your own animals and you'll realize it's a lot harder than you think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think for us, what we found though is like responding with the idea that they're coming uneducated, that they haven't heard it before, with like grace for them. Still, but not moving off of your position, but coming in as like, hey, let me help educate you on that. And I think that's one of the things that and I'm not trying to be all like salesy, but one of the things that we've done really well at Goodranchers is like, hey, we're going to answer every question. Yeah. We're not going to hide your comments. We're not going to like shy away from what the answer is, but
and I'll say this, you heard me say this earlier. My wife is as crunchy as they come. We didn't vaccinate our kids. We barely go to the doctor, unless they're just, it's really bad, right?
Yeah.
Like and we made a commitment. My wife and I made a commitment, and I didn't go to business school. I didn't, this is the first business I ever started. I was a worship pastor. I went to school for audio engineering.
He was cringing when he came in. I was like, look at this.
I'm looking at these mics.
These mics.
Come on, man. No, this is great. First of all, and thank y'all for having us out. But
absolutely.
I come from a family of like pastors in Southern Louisiana.
Yeah.
My parents didn't graduate high school. A lot of my aunts and uncles didn't graduate high school. My two older brothers didn't even graduate high school. I was the first.
Really?
Yeah, I was the first one to actually like stick it through and like even graduate. Said that to say, I was really gifted with music, and I just I found a career in doing music, and then I got hired by the church that I was going to, and was doing really well. And one day God told me to start a meat company, which I thought was really weird because I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And 7 years later, that was in 2017. We started in 2018, started selling meat out of the back of a truck in a parking lot, just trying to figure it out. We're the fastest growing meat company in the US.
Yeah. Y'all are crushing it.
Yeah. And I say that all glory to God.
Yeah.
But, where was I going with that?
uneducated people responding to comments.
Yeah. And so y'all were talking about
Yeah, there it is. Crap.
Yeah, we.
No, I was going somewhere with that.
You were going somewhere with that.
We are.
Well, it's like we and you might not have been going where this was, but I'll pick it up from where you were. The reality is like we didn't know what we were doing back then either.
Yeah.
You know, like we were learning. We were those uneducated people too. I don't know if that's where you're going, but I'm going to pick that up.
Yeah, that's not where it's going. We might have to cut this part.
Yeah.
No, well, it takes a lot of grace to respond to all of them because I've tried, and you get a lot of every now and then you have people that do appreciate it. Got it.
Remember where I was going?
Let's go.
I was saying my wife's super crunchy, all the things, and we made a commitment when we figured out how to source and where to source from, and we said, you know what? As much as we care about food, where it comes from, and what we put in our bodies, we're only going to sell what we would feed our own family, our own kids, and our own friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, in this world of like all the labels and all the, like you just said, all natural means nothing. Premium means nothing. Like there's so much. I'm from Louisiana. There's so much rigmarole.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much,
we use that word.
Yeah. There's so much
product,
stuff, right?
Product of the USA means nothing.
They're greenwashing.
Yeah. There's so much greenwashing. And so for us, we're trying to be a source of truth, but also a source of like, what's the word?
Like education.
Education.
Like,
but it's like, hey, it's good enough for us. And if you want better than that, then go try to find it. Right.
Yeah.
Because I've seen behind the curtain. I know how the sausage is made and I know what it takes to put food on plates.
Yeah.
Right. And again, we're trying to feed the world.
Yeah.
We're trying to feed a nation.
Yeah.
And so for us, we take a simple stance of we don't sell anything, and I mean anything that we don't feed our family, our friends, our own kids.
Yeah.
And if that's good enough for you, great. If it's not, you know what? Go find somebody else who's going to lie to you.
Well, I'll tell you something else that I love that y'all do. And it's funny when we were able to link up, I was excited because I feel like we're very similar in this aspect. We're not for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's good. Because the people that try to cater to everyone, you know, they don't take a stand. They take no stands. And that's what y'all have never been shy about sharing your faith.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, after the terrible Charlie Kirk incident, you know, y'all shared that y'all's background with Charlie. Yeah. And it, as bizarre as it was that people were offended even by that, which they shouldn't be, people get offended by those things, but you're not afraid. Like, this is our values. This is what we believe. Yeah. And that's how, like, and it's funny. Me and Bobby Leaf talked about this. Like, when we have had angry emails come in, and we don't like cower to the email. Typically we respond very straightforward and like, man, this is what if you don't like it, go somewhere else. And a lot of times, oddly enough, those people end up becoming like pretty big fans of the show. Mm-hmm. So I always appreciate when a company they have their values and they stand by their values and they don't change for that. And because we're big on Made in USA, like that's always every episode at the end of it, we do a Made in USA segment and we like to go into that. Because man, it's just, I don't know, everything today is there's like so much anti-America sentiment going on. And we're like, man, we're the polar opposite of that. Yeah. Like, I'm
proud to be an American.
I was going to say, dude, even with all the crap going on, yes, I'm proud of it.
Well, and of course, we know you guys, your beef obviously sourced in the U.S. Mm-hmm. Of course, you guys are more than just beef.
Chicken, pork, and wild-caught seafood.
And seafood.
Yeah. We have Gulf of America shrimp.
Gulf of America shrimp. There you go.
The first and only.
Yes. I want you to tell me what's the difference between grain finished, grass finished? Come on.
Let's talk about grass-fed beef.
Let's hear about it.
So I'll tell you again, starting a meat company, not knowing anything about meat. I wasn't, a lot of people say, well, maybe you were really into grilling and maybe like I had never even.
So this was just a calling that came out of nowhere.
I'm telling you, man, like the Lord told me to start a meat company and it couldn't have been more.
When was the moment it happened?
I was in the shower.
That's when some of my best thinking comes. Yeah.
I was in the shower, and the reality is, my wife and I have been watching a lot of Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And I was on staff at a very large church in Houston. So we have, I don't know if y'all have these here, but we have what's called mega churches.
We get like one around here. Yeah.
They're everywhere in the South. Well, in like Texas, Louisiana, like the Bible Belt, which this is, I don't know, this is Bible Belt.
Yeah, we're still the Bible Belt. Yeah.
You're getting a little north though.
Yeah.
Yankees.
Oh, man. All right. We appreciate y'all listening.
That was a joke. But no, I was, again, as far as like that goes as a career, I was,
the opportunity was there.
It was doing really well. And God just started kind of shifting in my heart that there was something else, and working for a church is a real job, especially, I did 60, 80, 90 hour weeks sometimes.
And church work is dirty. It gets dirty behind the scenes.
There's a lot to do. So I'm not diminishing that at all. No, yeah. But everyone has their own calling.
Yeah.
And something started changing in my heart that I didn't want. I didn't want my salary to come from the people who, there was a lot of people that were giving that were less fortunate than I was even.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And again,
I can see that would be
it would make you feel funny.
For me, it just made me feel funny. Again, it's a real job. It's a lot of work, so that's my disclaimer. But that for me, it just started, and it happened. It was after service one day, and I had a pretty nice car. I bought it used, got a good deal on it,
Yeah.
But it was much nicer than the guy's car that I was getting into, who was next to me. And he said, "Hey, Pastor, that was great worship today. Appreciate what you do." And he goes, "Man, that's a nice car." And I looked at his just beater of a car, and it just hurt my heart.
Yeah, I could feel that would make you feel odd.
It just hurt my heart. And so I started praying. I started saying, "God, give me something else. What can I do?" And I thought, what I thought I was asking for was like a side hustle. Like, what could I do on the side? What could I do to where maybe I don't have to take as much of a salary, or maybe I don't even have to take a salary at all. And then over the next few years, again, like I said, my wife and I, we watched a lot of Shark Tank and Fixer Upper during those days. Joanna
Dangerous combo.
Yeah,
seriously.
And I started having these ideas of a meat company, which couldn't have been more left field, but that's what it was. And the first time I told my wife, I said, "Man, I think if somebody would do this, 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 and this," and again, it wasn't me, it was somebody. Yeah. And then 3 or 4 months went by. We're having dinner, we're talking, this before we had kids, and I'm like, "Man, somebody should do this, 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 and this." Wasn't me. Yeah. And then another 3 or 4 months, and this was probably about a period of a year. And then one morning I was in the shower, I was getting ready. It was a Sunday morning. I was getting ready for church. It was early. And I started having the idea again. And I heard God just as clear, plain as day. He said, "You do it." And it just, so turned the shower off, walked outside. And we had just had our first baby boy at that time. It was 2017. Yeah. He was probably 2 months old at that time.
Great time to make a big life change.
Yeah. And I went to my wife and I said, "I think God just told me to start a meat company." And I'd never said that. I was always saying, somebody should do this. Yeah. Somebody should do this. And it was never us. And I expected her to say, "We just had a baby. We don't have any money. We don't know anything about meat. We don't know anything about running a business." Yeah. But she looked back at me and she said, "If you heard God, then I trust you." Yeah. And that was in November of 2017. By February of 2018, I was selling meat out of the back of a truck in a parking lot in Waco, Texas. And the rest is history.
My wife would have said, "Get back in that shower." Yeah.
Hey, well, I want to come back to that, but I want to touch on something you said. It makes me think of the importance of choosing your spouse.
Oh man,
dude. We have said this because, man, I'll tell you, this past year, this year and last year they were insanely financially challenging for me in the row crop sector. Sure. And I mean, my wife has been like my freaking.
Could you imagine if you weren't using glyphosate?
Yeah. It would be so much more profitable if I wasn't poisoning the earth with that. Yeah. My yields would be so much better. But But dude, my wife has been my rock in that.
Absolutely.
And that's what like, so hearing that, and a lot of times if I get ideas, cause I always have crazy ideas, I gauge them off of my wife.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Don't be shy, man. But I gauge them like, all right, is this a good idea or not? If I run it by my wife and if she's like, that's actually a good idea. That's kind of like one of my gauges for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how did you, like, what were the beginning steps of doing this? Cause man, I'm intrigued. Like going from.
That's pretty, would you say November of 17 to
Yeah.
February?
Yeah.
That's
Again,
impressive.
I was gonna say, you didn't waste no time.
I didn't know, like I said, we didn't know anything about anything. And
Do you think not knowing helped you?
I do. And if and anybody who's listening and you've got something that's been stirring inside of you and like, man, I should do this. I'm gonna tell you, go do it, man. Because here's what so many people miss. If you're doing something that you just hate and you're not, like, life is way too short to not be fulfilled in what you're doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you like, you're going to have a bad day. Everything that you do with repetition turns into work.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Every job at some point is going to feel like a job at certain times.
Look at the NBA. These guys are getting paid crazy amounts of money to play a sport, and they still look at it like a job.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Right. So So, you know, don't get that mentality. But if you're in this mundane and you feel like, if you feel like God's calling you to do something else, man, go try.
Yeah.
Go do it. Because even if you fail, guess what? You're right back where you started.
Yeah. Well, and I've always been a believer, man. I just don't believe in like wasted opportunity or wasted times, I guess. Like if you go and try something else and it fails, you learn something.
That's right.
That will probably help you in the next step.
Well, you learn a lot more probably there than you do.
That's true.
Something just goes great.
Let me give y'all some scripture. All things work together for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose.
Yep.
And we miss it so much that all things work together. And we think, oh, well, I did this and it didn't work, but all things work together. And it's that picture of the guy digging for the gold or the diamonds or whatever. And
he quit.
You just, you quit and you're this far.
Yeah.
You keep going. You keep pushing.
Yeah.
You keep going. And what I tell my kids this I have four kids, and I tell them this all the time. You're only a loser if you quit.
Yeah.
Oh, don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't quit. Keep going, because all things work together for the good.
Yeah, I think there's
if you keep going.
Yeah, there's a F1 driver from back in the 80s. I can't remember the guy's name now, but he, in his like Hall of Fame speech, he kind of says like, hey, like our society right now is so caught up on winning. He's like, I am more thankful for my losses than my wins, because I learn more in losing than I've ever learned in winning. Right. And and the reality is like, that is that thing is like, you know, the try and the failure. And there's been things that we did at Goodranchers that we were like hit home runs the first time. There was things that we did were like,
that sucked.
That sucked. That was awful. Right. Like, but we learned more from the things that we were.
I was saying, y'all are still rocking and rolling. So it didn't, you know, those missteps didn't
a lot
take
more
you
hair,
out.
though.
But let me tell you. So coming from somebody that didn't know anything about beef, didn't know anything about meat or agriculture,
you thought it had to be grass finished.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And we sat out and
biggest argument we've ever had, I think.
And we were like, no, we got to do.
Too?
Well, because like, you know, and especially, like I said earlier, PETA, the anti-veganism movement,
they've done a great job.
They've done a great job of demonizing. And I would say that I can't completely prove this, but I know I'm right. But the whole grass-fed movement has started because American beef, for as long as y'all can remember and as long as anybody knows, has been grain-finished beef. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back to that in a second. But you got these third world countries that can't afford to feed, that just have lots of land and cattle, and they look up and they go, man, these Americans like we're raising in poverty what they would pay a premium for.
Yes.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah.
We could buy grass fed, finished. It's all crap. I'm gonna say it on the camera.
Yeah.
Y'all know. We could buy that from Argentina, from New Zealand, from anywhere in the world, Uruguay, all these other. We could buy that. We could import it, and we could get that for less than what we could buy Select, which is the lowest grade of beef in the U.S. We could. I mean, like it's so cheap. The tariffs have impacted a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's still cheaper.
But it's still. But cheaper. Again, it's so cheap because it's inferior. And we were talking about this at dinner. Being that I was a pastor, and I'm still a believer, and I'm still a Christian. And I read the Bible, and
this was fascinating.
I was reading Kings just a few weeks ago, and it just hit me like a load of bricks. In First Kings, it goes through all of the provisions that Solomon had, and it starts and it talks, and all it's trying to do is trying to tell how wealthy that Solomon was.
Yeah.
But what it lists out is the grain that he had stored to feed his oxen. And he had fatted oxen, and he had pasture raised oxen. And the pasture raised, and because I started looking into it, and if anybody wants to look into it, just chat GPT it. It'll pull it right up for it.
Yeah.
But the pasture cattle, and this is 4,000 years ago, those were the ones that only ate grass. And that's what common people ate. That's what I don't like saying it, but that's what the poor people ate.
Yep.
But the grain was reserved for royalty, for Solomon, for kings.
Because it's just tastier, man. That's the tastier. We've said that. I mean, when we went through the master beef class, they did a whole thing on the marbling of the meat. And, like, man, you want that good marbling in the meat. Grass-fed
beef can't grade out.
Well,
yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Like you said, these companies, I mean, it's masterful marketing. Like you almost got to tip your hat to them. Like they said, oh, you want grass-fed. Then they import this stuff that they get, at a discount because it's inferior. They slap a grass-fed label on it, convince, a lot of these suburban,
moms.
That hey, this is healthier for you.
Well, that's the bad thing. They think that they're choosing the better choice.
Well, that's the thing. And you were kind of hinting at this, but the largest beef producer in the world
is Brazilian.
Is a Brazilian company, which has more, grass-fed beef.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
it's
so
all brush fed.
Yeah, right. Yeah. 100%. It's like
the largest in the three largest in the US.
Right. Yeah.
Are not U.S. owned.
I can say for a fact, two of the four. So there's the big four. Everybody talks about the big four.
Right.
The big four.
We got Cargill is American owned.
Cargill and Tyson are American owned.
So the JBS and
I was wrong too.
But you're thinking about Swift pork. You're thinking about Swift pork.
Yeah.
When you were saying that there.
But JBS
I was switching
Brazilian
categories.
And then National Beef is majority Brazilian owned.
Yeah. And see, that one's tricky. National Beef, I feel like if you hear that name, you're like, oh yeah, that's probably American.
It's Brazilian National.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah. Well, think about it. Like if you're Brazilian owned, you have all this grass fed beef. You have the ability to source into the U.S. You have all these marketing dollars. What are you going to do?
Yeah. And JBS is the biggest of the big four.
They are significantly. Well, Cargill's pretty big in the.
They're the largest privately owned company in America.
Yeah. Right. So again, what these other countries realized is, man, we've got all this land
and all these gullible people.
We can sell them. We could sell, like, we're selling for pennies to our people, but Americans will pay a premium.
Yeah.
Right.
For what we have.
Yeah.
And then in 2015, somehow threw a lot of money and pay into Congress.
Well,
we took away the country of origin labeling law in the U.S.
And man, they're still battling to get that back, but I don't know.
Yeah, the plate you eat on has to say made in Taiwan, or made in China, or made in wherever.
Yeah.
And the food that we eat doesn't have to say where it's coming from.
Well, but it's kind of limited to the protein. Like, when
It's
I
only
go,
protein.
when I go to our
Yeah,
local
produce.
Macy's up here, because I say it all the time. When I'm buying, because I say it on here all the time. Damn it, I turned 40 and I got to watch my A1C.
He's
So
pre-diabetic.
I buy a lot of vegetables and I don't have to buy a lot of meat because I raise a lot. But when I walk over to the produce,
It tells you exactly where it's
Yeah.
coming from.
Produce of
The healthy
Mexico
avocado
or something.
fat.
Yep.
Yeah.
the broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and asparagus are kind of my big three. And I kind of walk over there and I'm like, and sometimes I just want one or the other, but sometimes it'll be product of USA, sometimes product of Mexico. And 9 times out of 10, I'll make my decision based on which one's product of USA, not because I hate Mexicans. I love them. We ate Mexican tonight.
Yep.
But
Food. We ate Mexican food.
We ate Mexicans.
Two cannibals were eating. Two cannibals were eating a clown.
we're
Does this taste
pro
funny to you?
cannibalism here.
We did.
Yeah. But in the fact that we can't, the average consumer at the grocery store can't make that decision because again, like you mentioned, all these labels mean nothing. Product of USA means nothing.
Zero.
Mhm.
When you buy a pack of steaks at the grocery store and it says product of USA,
It can be from anywhere in the world.
absolutely, it was simply packaged here.
Let's talk about another one that for we're just staying on beef. So also, let me just give this caveat. There is such a difference between categories, but everybody just throws it all into the same thing. Like beef is labeled one way, chicken is labeled another way, pork is labeled another way, seafood is definitely labeled a different way. So, because people, we have people ask all the time, is your chicken grass fed? Chickens don't eat
I
grass.
was gonna say that wouldn't even work.
Right. Yeah.
Chickens
Right.
eat-
Chickens will eat anything.
Right.
Yeah, and when people
My
ask,
chickens eat pizza
so,
sometimes.
and so people ask all the time, is it grass fed or?
chickens will eat you if
Yeah.
you're dead in their pits.
Yes.
Yeah. So would your cat, by the way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
they absolutely would.
They,
Yeah. So
yeah.
pepperoni fed.
Pepperoni. Yeah, mine will literally eat pizza.
Yeah. So again, people they say, is it grass fed organic? Because somehow over the last decade, grass fed has become synonymous with organic.
Yep.
Which
Yep.
it's not even close.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like,
We spray and fertilize the hell out of our grass and they eat it.
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah. Don't even get us started on
so
organic. though.
also
Oh.
a lot of the grass fed beef, like I got to look into the camera for this one. There's so much grass fed beef that is still like, we take the grass, we turn it into pellets, we put the cattle into stalls, and you feed them the same exact way.
Yeah.
And grass fed doesn't mean no antibiotics.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like if it's got to be
that should be
labeled.
obvious, but
Right.
Yeah.
but people
Yeah.
just
It does, right? But we've taken grass fed as that's
It's
the,
this
that's the
blanket
gold
thing, yeah.
standard, and
Yeah.
there's so many ways around it, and people are still doing it.
Yeah.
And then the biggest kicker is organic. You do not want organic beef. Like there's some like
What do they even consider organic beef?
right.
Right.
Well, but here's what it is.
Hadn't had a deworm.
Okay.
So it's the unhealthiest of all.
Yeah.
So let me throw the curtain back.
It died of illness.
I was
and
going to
then
say,
we're
this
feed
is
it
the
to you.
sick one of the herd.
So but throwing the curtain back, organic beef mostly is going to be ground beef. You might get a few. You might find in some Whole Foods some steaks. I won't eat it. I'm not going to touch it because what it is the dairy cattle that are raised organic, that are producing organic milk. When they get old and they can't produce any more milk, never raised for beef, they go to slaughter.
Yeah.
And that is what you're eating when you're buying organic meat.
Well, and I'll expound on that a little more. So, and this was 16 plus years ago when I was in school.
Talk to us, Bobby Lee.
We didn't we didn't do a lot of dairy work because there's not a lot of dairy still in Tennessee. But one of the vets that was one of our clinicians, he said it was kind of ironic. You know, he had been in dairy practice before he came back to academia, and some of the worst, dairies they visited in terms of They had lots of illness problems. They were treating like crazy, trying to control their mastitis. Again, specifically talking about dairy, and just couldn't keep it under control. And so finally they realized, like, all right, we're having all these problems, even though we're treating with antibiotics, doing everything, and we just can't keep our cows healthy. Like, kind of a light bulb moment for them was, well, we're already having all these illness issues anyway. We can just stop treating everything because what we're doing is not really working. And then we can sell our milk as organic.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get a premium.
You're going to get a premium.
Yeah. Like our and he was like, the nastiest dairies we went to were the organic ones. And I don't know that was, that's painting with a broad brush, but he's like, it's like some of these were terribly managed dairies, but they realized, like, we're having all these problems anyway. We might as well get a premium for our product. We'll just quit treating anything.
Can I get some of that raw milk from them?
Right.
Again, that's the scary part, is like organic in a lot of senses when we're talking about beef means old, sick cow.
Yeah. Well, if you look it up, like Google or whatever, organic conspiracy, and I'm not a conspiracy person. We're not like,
yes, you are.
I mean, I am. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, you are.
I was gonna say,
you don't even have one conspiracy.
When you said Waco earlier, my brain's already like, oh, hell yeah.
I didn't say it. He did.
We never landed on the moon.
I don't trust anybody who doesn't have at least one conspiracy.
I'm with you. Only difference between a conspiracy and truth is 6 months.
There we go. I love it. But if you look up organic conspiracy, there is so many videos of whether it's, other countries that are importing product in the USA or here, where all you need to be organic is a signed affidavit saying that the food is organic. And there are videos literally of people, here's a bribe, sign this thing, right?
So back to what I was just saying about there's different between beef, chicken, pork.
Yeah.
You raise cattle, you raise crops. That the organic chicken is one of the biggest scams out there.
Yeah.
Because what people don't understand is you raise crops, so
Yeah.
By and large, the organic feed is coming from other countries.
Right.
And all they have to do they just sign they don't have the USDA over there.
Yeah.
And they just sign an affidavit saying that, yes, this is organic. And there's so many, like, anybody Google organic chicken feed scam.
Well, and organic is, I get tickled with organic. There's a girl I went to school with. She's really nice. She means well, but she's like super
organic.
Super organic. She's into all of it. She shares, like, you shouldn't use this, you should use this. And it's all organic. The marketing companies are they've made a fortune off of her. And the bad thing is, as a consumer, she thinks that she's making the smart, wise, healthy choice. I messaged her one day and I said, it was some like wheat or I don't remember, some of these crops. And I said, may have been a post probably about glyphosate, to be honest with you, and then versus organic. And I said, organic crops are actually sprayed with more stuff than GMO conventional crops. I said, because their weed control is not as good as ours. So they're putting significant more amounts of herbicides. Organic doesn't mean nothing was sprayed.
Yeah.
Right.
Something was sprayed, and it was sprayed. It's not as good. So they're having to spray a tremendous amount more.
So let's talk about the reason that they started genetically modifying.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I went to the chiropractor today because I kind of had a crick in my neck, still there a little bit. While we're talking
Drink
about
it. You needed some more of that. That'll make it go away.
Yeah, right. Actually, it's gone. No, but I was sitting in the lobby waiting to go back, and there was an older woman talking to another woman, and she said, it was crazy because I was like, man, I'm going on this podcast later, and you were just giving me gold.
Yeah.
She goes, do you know what they're doing with the GMOs? And she's talking to this woman, and I'm just like,
You're like, really? Is this happening?
Like,
right
no,
now?
I know. Tell me.
please tell me. And she's like, they're putting GMOs in everything.
Oh gosh, putting GMOs and everything.
Yeah, they're injecting everything with GMOs, like, which makes no sense.
Right.
And it's probably terrifying this other woman.
Oh yeah, and I started to speak up, but then they called me to the back, so I just went.
Thank God.
Dude, yeah, I mean, and that's what we're dealing with. I mean,
But to your point is we figured out how to, okay, this disease is happening, so we can modify it to where this won't happen.
Yep.
And I want to give a big disclaimer here. Again, we're trying to feed the world.
Yeah.
And going back, actually, I'll go back to the Bible days, right? You know what they had regularly? Famine.
Yeah.
Where there was no food because
Yeah.
there was no crops, because the locusts and the bugs and the mold and the disease came and ate everything, and millions of people died.
Right.
So Bobby Lee and I say this all the time on here. People that want us to go back, that are like, we need to go back to the old way of farming. And we're like, okay, then you need to be okay with a large portion of the population dying.
Right.
Like, if you're good with that, then you got it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, there's a right way, there's a wrong way, there's a overdoing.
Yeah.
You know,
It's the pendulum.
yeah,
It is.
It's that pendulum switch. It's like,
But
hey,
to just say like, oh, it's bad, don't do it. Like, go try to raise some crops.
Yeah.
So I was just a few weeks ago, I was with a strawberry farmer, and we grow a lot of strawberries in Texas. And there's one of the oldest strawberry farms in Houston, and it's one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
It's over 100 years.
Wow.
Multi-generational.
Yeah.
And I went out there. I was with the now owner, and which he's like 5th generation. And he said, I listened. He's got a large Instagram following. And he's like, I listened to people, and I stopped spraying. I went all organic.
Oh gosh.
He's like, and I'm about to lose everything.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a fungus that I can't get rid of.
Yeah.
And it's wiping out. He's like, 2 years from now, I don't think I'm going to have any crops.
Is that something he can, I guess he's changed the crops now. He can't go to the herbicide like program. Is it or is he trying to go back, or?
I'm not as versed as you are,
Yeah.
but again,
yeah, he's pulling the ripcord. He's like, whatever I need to do to get back.
Gotcha.
this is somebody just going, I was listening to the comments.
Yeah.
I tried to go all organic. I tried to stop using herbicides. And then all of a sudden this fungus comes in, and they can't do anything about it.
That's what, like, on our little bit of produce we do down here, fungus is probably the hardest thing to fight. Fungus and bugs.
Right.
And I spray fungicide and I spray insecticide, and we still fight them.
Right.
So they're a pain. But I'll tell you, talk about GMOs. This year, I think I put a video up about this on Instagram. I was talking about how happy I am to have GMOs. GMO crops.
People
because
hate you for that.
They do. And I was like, I'm going to share this because
Like, watch me eat these GMOs.
that's right. Yes. But I had a cornfield, and dude, we got a tremendous amount of rain, and then we had a drought. We were in a severe drought, and I've got a cornfield I planted it super late. The yield was still low. It's not what I wanted, but it averaged about 120 bushels, which is not a good corn yield. I was expecting 200.
Yeah.
Had we have gotten the rain, it would have shelled 200 bushel.
Right.
It shelled 120. Now, that is with this crop being genetically modified to have a drought tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, when people are like, we need to go back to the way we used to farm. Years ago, if I had non-GMO corn here and we got that drought, that would have probably averaged 2 bushels, maybe nothing.
Yeah.
It might not have been any.
And that's the point I think people need to understand is it's easy for us to say, I want the non-GMO and I want the organic, because we can walk into a grocery store and the shelves are full of whatever we need.
It's just there. Yeah.
And but
there's also a bunch of things that say non-GMO that don't even.
There's no alternative.
That would never even have a non-GMO.
But it is non-GMO. They're not lying.
Yeah.
They're just being deceived.
Yeah.
But it's easy for us in the US to walk into a grocery store and say, I want this organic strawberry thing because I can just pick it out, right? Like the moment that we go into a grocery store, we have to, and there's like the shelves are empty and we're just like, oh my God, I just need food.
Yeah.
The GMO thing. You're not worried about it.
Look what happened in COVID.
Yeah. So oh my gosh.
When the grocery stores were running out of everything, nobody was looking at labels.
No.
Oh, no. I just wanted some freaking food.
I just need some freaking food.
Yep.
And this ties into what I believe in terms of country of origin labeling, which, obviously we haven't had that for the last 10 years. And, Trump's, wanting us to import all this Argentine beef, which I said it last week. Import all you want. Import from wherever. I don't care, but label it.
Yeah,
because
let the consumer
because
decide.
I think the whole organic thing, the non-GMO thing, whatever, has proven that the American consumer, when your product is differentiated, will choose.
Absolutely.
I think if there's a pack of ground beef that says product of Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, USA, whatever, probably a blend on a ground product. And then this one is
that's another whole conversation. Hold on, that's another whole conversation for people to understand.
I'll give you guys a plug. Obviously, if you're buying from Goodranchers,
our ground beef is all
Argentinian.
Yeah.
Dang! Wow, Logan, come on, bro. No. But that's what people don't understand about ground beef is like what you're buying when you buy that chub that you were talking about,
the big tube steak,
the $4.99 chub. It's coming from everywhere and going into a huge container.
And a lot of what we import, because a lot of that we import out of Brazil, Argentina, wherever, it's that brush fed, it's super lean trim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no fat in it at all. And of course,
that's healthy, man.
Our fat cattle,
that's what they want.
Like we have almost an excess of fat, or we do have an excess of fat.
Yeah.
Well, ours is 30% fat. We got this stuff that's like 95% lean. They just throw it all in a vat, mix it together. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Like that stuff ends up
but it should be labeled.
Yes. It ends up at Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, wherever. Go eat it, whatever.
And it helps bring costs down.
Yeah. But when I go to the grocery store, that stuff shouldn't have a product of USA label on it. And right now it can.
That's right.
Just because it was simply blended and packaged here in the U.S.
And that
give me a country of origin label.
And so that's what I want to say. Like, there's a time and there's a place and there's a season and there's all the things for everything.
Yeah.
And we're not against import because it has a place. And it helps. Again, everyone can't afford all the things. And we talked about the fatted calf earlier. Like it does cost more money to feed cattle. It costs more money to have a fatted calf.
Yeah.
So everything has its place, but it should be labeled.
Yeah.
And that's our mission and that's our story.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Argentinian beef is bad, but it should be labeled Argentinian.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
let the consumer
let the consumer
product of USA. That means it should be coming from Texas. Or Tennessee, or Nebraska, or Idaho. Or,
he's right, because there are people out there that are like that need to have what is the cheapest option.
Yeah, they don't have the luxury.
And that's fine. And
100%. Yeah,
but that's one thing with this whole like disruption of the cattle markets and all with Trump's comments, and then people are like, "Oh my God, we're going to import beef," and you're like,
"We've been doing that. We've been doing it, dude."
It's a record scratch moment. We're like, "Whoa, like." We've always been importing beef. But because it says product USA, the average suburban house mom who's grocery shopping,
my wife.
Oh no,
my wife.
Thanks. If that says product USA, it's from Texas.
This was 6 years ago. We were early in, but went to Aldi. Again, we had just started Goodranchers. We weren't, doing what we're doing now. Again, but she went. And she came home with all this ground beef that said product of USA. And I went, babe,
you got had.
You got had. And she was like, oh,
Yeah.
And that was
Well,
the
but
last
people
time.
don't know, and see that pisses me off because that's deceptive. I mean, they're taking
American
advantage.
flag sticker,
Right.
Yep.
product of USA.
Yep.
From
Yeah.
Argentina.
It's
Well, and
kind
that's
of
and I think at the end of the day, like, what we are trying to do, right, and like Goodranchers is trying to do is like, one, like, we provide great quality product. If you want to buy from us, please do. If you can, dude, like,
yeah.
Or if you have like something like you guys and you have somebody local that you know, buy from y'all guys first before you buy from us. So,
I tell
Go ahead.
everywhere we ever go, if you know a local farmer, buy from them. If you don't, buy from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because what we've realized is like the average consumer, big urban city, they're going to Google the quickest thing, or they're just going to go to their grocery store. And what we've like through research, we've realized that what ends up happening is most consumers just trust what grocery store they're going to and actually don't read the label. So like a Whole Foods consumer, something that goes to Whole Foods, they're just like, oh, I trust Whole Foods. So whatever is on the shelf, I'm going to buy.
Yeah.
Right.
Their meat is terrible.
Yeah. Their meat is terrible.
I challenge anyone listening, go, if you have a Whole Foods near you, go just.
I've never been in one.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I everywhere, I mean, we travel a lot and I make it a point to go to all the grocery stores everywhere I go. And Whole Foods is just for meat. I can't speak to the rest because meat is
but let me
go ahead.
My point here is that what we set out to do on the online side was like, we know there's a group of consumers that they don't have the ability or the time to go out and find you guys.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, look at us. Trust us to go do the legwork for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because what at the heart of what we do is we want to support guys like you. Right. We want to support the guys that are like doing it the right way, that are like understand the product of labeling, that understand like, hey, dude, there's sometimes where GMO just has to happen, right? There's sometimes where like we try to be as clean as label as we can on the things that matter, right? We're not like greenwashing things. We're like, hey, these are we look through the list. We have people that can help us. And, you know, like Ben and Corley are like, hey, we're only going to feed this to our family. And Corley is, you know, to Ben's point, she is very crunchy. Love her to death. And it's like, hey, we are going to figure out the things that matter, the attributes that matter. Yeah. And so you don't have to go do those things. Like trust us to go do those. Yeah.
Well, and I know obviously, you know, one of the big, you know, kind of cornerstones of your business is, you know, your beef, your chicken, it's all, you know, US raised. I mean, born, raised,
and delicious.
Right. and of course the seafood, a lot of it comes from the Gulf of America.
Gulf of America, bro.
Yeah. Not Gulf of
all
Mexico.
American waters as much as we can.
So, and where is your poultry and your beef processed? You know,
So okay, so most of our poultry is processed in actually pretty close to here, Kansas City.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of our poultry comes out of Kansas City. Kansas City and Denver. Those are the two places.
Yep.
And as far as our beef, Texas and Denver as well, actually. And most of the beef we sell comes from Denver, Idaho, Utah.
Yep.
A little bit of California.
Yeah.
And a little bit into Nebraska.
See, now you'll need some Tennessee beef in there.
Yeah, let's go.
And kind of what I'm getting at is obviously, you know, we mentioned the big four earlier. We've got the big four meat packers, you know, they process thousands of head a day in these huge corporate owned facilities, you know, with, you know, wherever their labor comes from. You know, we have, you know, concerns about, you know, what's going on there. But you guys, I would assume are these are smaller packing facilities. You know, these are American owned. I'm big into, obviously I want to support the American farmer, the American rancher, but also, you know, the American business owner.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, you
so
know,
our largest manufacturer who process all of our beef, a lot of our chicken, is a it is a family-owned business for about almost 100 years. And
Really?
so, you know what's crazy is it's such a great story.
They were actually a dairy farm first.
Yeah. And you know, the first time Ben and I visited, it's a funny story. We were working on suppliers in the middle of, you know, into the COVID era. We tried to go with one of the big four, but
So National Beef. So, and we're so glad that this
I wasn't trying to name names, but go ahead.
no, but like
We're already on their hit
Yeah.
list. You're good.
National Beef was trying to supply for us, and so they own Kansas City Steaks,
Okay.
which is garbage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Yeah, it's
We
okay. Go
point of no-
all in.
point of no
Go
return.
all in.
Who cares?
Go
I don't
all in.
care.
Hold on, let me pour one more of these.
But they
We
have,
already talked.
but they had their own like way to ship direct to consumer and all the things, and
Yep.
they were looking at what we were doing. They saw we were growing, and they were like, "Hey, we can help you." And
Dude, so this was another one of your God moments there.
Oh my God,
absolutely
dude!
was.
This is
It absolutely
this story
was.
is yes.
so they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna do it." Like again, we were selling out of the back of trucks, and just me and
What year would this have been?
2020.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we had a PO in with
they
them.
put our they delivered our first order. To
Yeah,
the
they had
trucks,
already they had already cut a bunch of meat and done a bunch of stuff for us, and then he got the phone call of, "Hey, things are really crazy because of COVID. We're not gonna I know we told you we were gonna do this, but
And you probably already had orders.
oh yeah,
We
Yeah.
started. We were just about to launch our pre-sale for online.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and they
Seriously.
were like, "We know we told you we're gonna do this, and this, but things are crazy. We've got more orders than we can fulfill."
Oh gosh.
I was told we can't take any more business, even though we already took your business. So figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Ben comes to me. I tell Ben this, and I'm like, hey, I don't know. And I am like distraught, right? Because I've been working on this program for a while. And so Ben goes,
We're running the whole business out of my kitchen in my 1,800 square foot home at this time, by the way. Like,
yeah,
Yeah,
on the online side, it was just me and Ben, right? Like,
yeah.
And he goes, I had to work out. Seriously. I think he said, I had to work out, or like, you'll figure it out, or something like that. And I'm like, dude, this is not one of those. I don't need you to.
Yeah.
I don't need you to be like,
You could be a row crop farmer.
Seriously.
Yeah.
He's like this, like,
It sounds like me and my
all
wife.
things.
When my wife's
Yeah.
like
All
freaking out about something, I was
things.
like, that'd be good.
yeah.
All things
Yeah.
work together for the good of those who love him.
Yep.
Are called according to his purpose.
He's like, it'll work out. And
So then how did it work out?
So 20 minutes later, I get a phone call to my cell phone from a number I've never gotten a phone call from. And this is before you would get like, now you get
You gotta
tons of,
ignore
yeah,
those.
yeah.
You used to ignore those.
And I look at it, I'm like, this is weird. I answer it. And it is because we had been working with like the president of Kansas City Steaks at this point. And I get it. And I answer it. It's the head of the sales department for them, who we dealt with him. And he's in his car in the parking lot. And he's like, hey, this is a personal cell phone. He's like, hey, I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I reached out to a manufacturer I used to work for. They're smaller than us, and I told them what happened to you guys, and they're interested in your business. Would you guys be interested in taking the call? And I'm like, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally, like, this is
Not going to be anything.
not going to be anything. So yeah, sure, we'll take the call. And so probably about an hour later, one of their guys called me, and I talked to him for like 10 minutes. Like, these guys are nobody, whatever. And he goes, hey, can I set up a meeting with you and Ben? I'm going to get my boss, the president of the beef division of our company, on the call. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So we set it up. I blow off the meeting. No lie. I don't even I totally forget about it. He calls me. He's like, hey man, you're supposed to do this meeting. I'm like, oh my God, I totally so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Next meeting, I take it like from the car.
Yeah.
And the president goes, hey, I realize I can hear in your voice, you blew us off the first time. I realize in your voice, just talking to you, that you don't know who we are. You don't believe that we can do this for you. I promise you, we can sell you better product at a better price than what you're getting now. But if you don't believe me, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fly you and Ben down here, put you up in a nice hotel. We'll take you to dinner. We're going to show you around the facility. If you don't, like, if you walk away from that facility saying like, hey, we're not the right people for you, it's fine. It's a free trip for you guys.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. So what we didn't know at that point, this particular company, and again, all things work together for the good of those, right? And in 2020, what happened? Restaurants were out of business.
Yeah.
This particular company selling only American meat, like doing crazy high quality, but their number one business was food service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
So their demand, I guess, went away basically.
and they had nobody to sell to.
Yeah.
They weren't in retail. They weren't D2C. They didn't they only had restaurants, and restaurants were shut down.
Yeah.
And so they were scrambling. We would have never,
yeah.
they would have never given us the time of day had not COVID happened.
Yeah.
But because of that, they're
See,
scrambling
And
they
way
missed
too
out.
way too many pieces had to come
Yeah.
together for that to be coincidental.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
absolutely.
gosh. Yes.
and what I was hitting at earlier, and this is something I do not even know about.
We're their largest customer today.
That's awesome. Yeah, man, that's just awesome.
Well, and what I love about that is, and again, we didn't discuss this. You know, we went to dinner beforehand. We didn't discuss the thing before. It's like you
had a
weren't
big old beer.
I did have
He had a
beer.
Thor beer over there. Yeah.
What was the biggest beer I've ever
You know,
seen, Bobby?
You were initially linked up with what's a multinational meat packer
Oh, yeah.
for your product.
Yeah,
And then by just fate, you ended up
by
with,
the Lord.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
ended up with a more of a locally owned,
Absolutely.
smaller
Yeah.
business,
absolutings.
sourcing only American beef.
Doing things
Like,
the right
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
dude,
I
Which
know
is-
you didn't want to
which-
turn this
which
into
was
an infomercial for Goodranchers, but
no, but you know, the
no, this
president,
is-
I would say the president of the beef division, we walk into this conference room. They blew us away. The facility's amazing. Then we go to this conference room. It is like phenomenal. Their like ways to do business were on there, and it was like all about God on there.
Yeah.
And he sits us down, and he talks to us, and he says, "Hey guys, I'm gonna break it down for you real easy. If you are here for price, we will never be the best. But if you're here for relationship, and you're here for quality, and you're here for camaraderie, like to like work together,
yeah.
he's like, we will never fail you.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's like, but if you are looking for price,
So if you're looking for price, go somewhere else.
Go
Well,
somewhere
look,
else.
and I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't.
I had that conversation today. One of my grain marketers called me and was locking in a contract that I had. And we were talking about some of the companies to do business with. And, there's farmers that jump companies every year.
Yeah.
They price check and do this. And it's like, oh, well, if I can get this like $1 cheaper here, I'm going to go there. And look, shop around, whatever, try to find your best prices. I understand. But I'm going to tell you, and I've given this advice to like guys, if they've asked like, man, I want to get into row crop farming. How can I pick up land? Because land is the hardest thing to get as a row crop farmer.
Right.
And I've told them like loyalty goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Man, some of the companies that I do business with, I've been like with them from the day one.
Yep.
There has been land opportunities that have come up that guys that are operations that are substantially larger than mine really would have loved to have jumped on these pieces of property. And I ended up picking them up because the people that I dealt with are like, man, you've always been a great customer. You've had our backs. And so like, we want to try to help have your backs. So like, here, we're going to let you know about this before so-and-so finds out
Right.
about it. And so loyalty and I mean, these guys, I tell them all the time, like, man, you're not just my salesman, like you're my friend.
Right.
Like I become friends with them.
Yeah.
So I totally relate on that. I think that's an invaluable thing.
and one thing it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, this might be kind of really off the wall, but our grandfather this week has been dead 25 years.
Dang, yeah.
He had a.
I see him up there on the wall. For
Yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah, when he was
That was in World War II.
But had a automotive.
Like 007.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I didn't realize he had another gun right
He's got
there.
two 1911s.
But he had he and Logan's dad specifically ran. We had an automotive parts store and a repair shop.
Yep.
And he would always, when people would call and like price shop parts, he would pretty much just tell the parts guys, like, just tell them they're calling the wrong place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they're price shopping, they need to call somewhere else. Like,
Yep.
like we're not about that. Like,
Right.
like we're here for the service and yeah, everything that goes beyond the sale. Like they
Yep.
just simply want the cheapest, starter.
It's the quality versus
Yeah.
quantity thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need cheap, go to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But if you want quality,
and hell,
yeah.
I eat at Taco Bell sometimes. I'm
Yeah.
like, there's
Trust me,
nothing wrong
dude,
with that.
I'm
but-
gonna probably pick up some Taco Bell on the way home tonight.
Yeah, get you some Mexican pizza, man.
let's go.
Yeah.
You were gonna say though. I think you were gonna.
yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, that's exactly right. Like, there's a premium to be able to buy from Goodranchers. There's a premium. It's if you want $4.99 ground beef, which I haven't seen it in Houston
Yeah,
at
there's
that
no-
price.
Yeah.
They're probably running that on a special.
Yeah, it was, and like I said, it was,
Yeah,
it
you
was
gotta buy
seriously
20
it was a
pounds
big
of
old
that shit.
chub.
huge.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
chub.
Definitely some Brazilian beef in there.
Yeah, absolutely. But like but listen, if that's what you can afford, dude,
Please.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like, but
Just eat beef. Yeah, we want you to eat
Well,
beef.
yeah, we want you to eat meat.
And another thing, and I noticed this because on your website, because I'm not so much as Logan, but on my hay ground I have landowners, and we're coming up on Christmas, and of course I pay my landowners rent. That's really what they want from me.
Yeah.
But you guys have gifting options too.
Sure.
Because I always look at that, like if I'm on a because I want to give my landowners something. I want to be able to rent their land again next year, and
Yeah.
you can do all kinds of sorts of things. Well, like I want to send them some American raised beef.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got,
you
last
guys
year
give up-
somebody sent me some pears and I'm like,
Pears.
Pears.
right. Like, I don't want a bunch of pears.
Yeah. It's fun.
Send me
That's a
pair of
unique
ribeyes.
one, though.
Yeah, I know. It is
Send me a
pears,
freaking
yeah.
steak, man. Don't send me a wreath or pears.
Yeah.
Like,
No. One time somebody sent us some pizzas. Remember from
Those-
Gold?
Okay,
yeah,
that's
remember those
frozen
that
pizzas?
was- I wasn't that mad about that.
I
Yeah,
actually
that's-
enjoyed the
that's
pizza.
getting a
Like
little
frozen
bit-
pizzas
yeah.
or something?
No,
It was
it
like
was from
from
Giordano's.
What's the Chicago
pizza?
deep dish?
Oh,
I mean, y'all are getting out of our wheelhouse,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
We got Domino's and
It was
Pizza Hut.
Giordano's or Giordano's, yeah.
Hell, I got the diabetes.
Ghirardelli's.
Ghirardelli's,
Yeah, Bobby
yeah.
Lee can't even eat pizza anymore.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that's right.
Give me
Yeah.
that. Give me
Sure.
that cauliflower crust.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think what it boils down to is like, I think what happened was in like I'm gonna speak for you, but jump in. Like, we didn't grow up. We grew up pretty poor, both of us.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, my idea of a steak was a hamburger steak.
seriously,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Ground beef with some onions on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still
was-
love those.
Yeah,
They
no,
are
seriously.
good.
Yeah, they are
Salty,
great.
salty,
There you go.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the only image I had of a steak for probably the first 15 years of my life was like a cartoon, like you would watch those cartoons with that giant, like it looked like a T-bone.
It would have a little bone in there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know what a steak was back then,
Yeah.
and I think what, at the end of the day, what we're saying is like, hey, look, we want to meet our customers where they're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to knock down, like, dude, if you have to buy the Argentinian beef at some point, and because that's all you can afford, then
if
dude,
you need the $4.99 chub,
Yeah.
buy the $4.99
because
chub.
because we've been there.
Yeah.
But the chub should be labeled.
It
Yes.
should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Label the
Yeah.
freaking
Give the
chub.
choice.
That
Give
is
the
my-
choice.
Label
Yeah,
the
give choice.
chub. That needs to be the
Label
shirt.
the chub.
Yeah.
Label the chub.
Right.
That needs to be a shirt.
Yeah. It should be label the chub. That's funny. That's funny.
I'm a free market capitalist. Like, sell whatever you want, import,
Yeah.
free.
But know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't don't deceive us.
Right.
Because it's not even so much that it's not labeled, it's deceptive labeling.
Yeah,
Like
exactly
that
right.
product of USA label. Again, I go back
It's
to the
deceptive.
average suburban mom thinks this was born and raised in
Mhm.
Nebraska or
Right.
Texas.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, or
Tennessee.
no, but to put it in y'all's terms, like your wife's going to go to the grocery store, see product of USA, and think, "Oh, this is coming from Tennessee. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
this
Oh,
is
yeah.
local."
Yeah.
You're the only 10 I see.
That's right.
that's right. That's how I got my wife.
Yes. Smooth, man. You got to be smooth.
No, my wife didn't like. My wife still doesn't like me. I don't think.
How many kids you got?
2.
She likes you enough for 2 kids.
Enough. She liked him at least 2 times. Yeah. Yeah.
But yours only liked you once.
I know. I got 2 in one go. Yeah. So I don't have any more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's home run hitter.
Yeah. That's right.
No,
Guys.
but good.
This has been awesome. I know it's getting long,
Yeah.
but that's what she said.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't say that I have either. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, but for real, like, thank y'all so much for having us out tonight. Like, this has been great. We appreciate what you do. We're trying to do what we do, and we couldn't do what we do without people like you.
Well, we appreciate y'all coming. It's we talk about it all the time. You know, we have a lot of guests. Having them in studio is just a whole nother level of
It's
fun.
so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And,
It is. And we love getting to
And like
go out to eat and get to hang out. Like that's
well,
just
and y'all are, selling American raised, beef, and I mean even the chicken. I mean it's okay.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull up our thing.
I
Yeah,
always
hold
like
on.
to say,
Bobby Lee's a
hold on,
chicken hater
Hold
now.
on, listen.
No, I ate chicken to keep
I'm
me
gonna
humble.
send you some of our chicken because it will blow your freaking mind.
Okay,
I agree. So
I'm telling you, we get okay. First of all, we have over 22,000
Yep.
5-star reviews.
That's pretty darn impressive.
It's very darn impressive.
Yeah.
And there are so many people that go, my husband hates chicken, but now he loves it. Okay.
I'm just
That
going to
said-
assume your chicken doesn't compare to your ribeye though.
No. A ribeye is going to be better
Well,
than
it
chicken.
depends. It depends. Well, let me see. There's we have a saying in internally that
They come for the steak. They stay for the chicken.
People
Stay
come
for
for
the-
the steak and they stay for the chicken because their
Really?
chicken is just
Really?
that good.
Well,
Oh
hey,
my
well,
God.
I'm just telling
hey,
you.
Hey, I will withhold judgment. There.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up our thing because at the end of the episode, we like to do a Made in USA highlight.
You need to pull him up.
Well, you might, but I had it on here at one time. We're super tech savvy.
Yeah. Real high tech.
I've been saying for like a year or 2 years we were going to put this on the board, and we haven't done it yet.
Well, you did something there for a while where I didn't have to do this.
I know, but
anymore.
now I can't find the damn thing. I don't know what I've done with it. You just go ahead and you play it. So, like I said, we're going to pitch it to y'all, but we got to do our intro.
Okay.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
All right. 2 words, made in America. What's a American product, company, brand that y'all would put your stamp of approval on? And it can be whatever you want it to be.
Goodranchers.com.
There you go. I was going to say.
I think this is a layup of all layups.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Goodranchers.com I think is the best. I mean,
Yeah.
You got the beef, the pork, the chicken, the Gulf of America.
Gulf of
seafood.
America.
the Gulf of America.
Shrimp.
I'm gonna say that I will say this though. Like I will put. I mean, we order from everybody. I will put any one of our proteins up against anybody.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds funny, but like it is true. People come for the steak, they stay for the chicken, they reorder for the pork. Our pork is phenomenal. Like our pork is so good, and the seafood is amazing too. I mean, you normally don't go to like a steak company for seafood, but our seafood's phenomenal. So
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely be trying it out. I mean, and your swag is awesome.
Oh yeah,
Y'all got
Dude,
great
come on.
hats. Yeah, great hats. Looks like some awesome shirts. I think that one was anti-vegan.
It was
Anti-vegan
It was.
activists.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
yeah.
I-
Eat more meat.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Vegan
More
crack me
meat.
up. I have a vegan family member.
Oh,
it's
I'm
almost,
sorry.
it's
Oh
almost
man, I'm
funny.
sorry.
Really?
It's almost funny because they're like, all right, you're like a vegan, like you're crazy, like hard, and not to get all political, but like they're like hardcore, like right wingers. I'm like,
Wow, that's a
Like,
weird
I'm
affiliation.
already
Yeah.
intrigued. Like, I got to get to know you better.
Yeah.
They're only eating Trump ketchup.
Yes.
Because I've actually married into this family.
Oh wow. Okay.
But then hey, I think this is true for probably most vegans. Like, they're vegan unless they're really hungry.
Yeah.
And then they'll eat.
Because like they're a proclaimed vegan, but
Right.
like I've seen them eat meat. I'm like, what, man?
Okay.
I'm not going to tell
Okay.
anyone.
It's
That's
vegan.
not vegan.
Yeah, it's vegan in the morning.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But anyway. That's
Yeah. Well, we
totally-
thank you guys for having us out, man. No, we really appreciate it. I think I'm not trying to close out for you, but at the end of the day, I think the closer we can get to guys like you guys, like y'all guys are in it every day. It only makes us better.
Yeah.
And dude, we Ben and Corley started Good Ranchers so that we can support people like you guys. So thank y'all for having us on.
We're like I said, man, we've been stoked to get you on the show. We've been excited to line it up and tell everybody where they can see where can they order and where can they see what y'all are up to.
Yeah, goodranchers.com.
Yeah.
Goodranchers.com.
And on
But
socials.
It's
But if
good
you-
to keep it simple.
It's Good Ranchers.
Yeah.
But listen, here's the thing. Google's the son of a bitch. And if you if you just type Good Ranchers, you're going to get Butcher Box. You're going to get
Oh, really?
Good Chop, which is owned by HelloFresh.
Ah.
German company.
German-owned company who like modeled everything that we're doing, still models everything that we're doing.
Wow.
I know.
That makes you feel
And,
that makes you
and
right.
so if you just click Good Ranchers, you're going to get all these different ads of these different people. Make sure you go to goodranchers.com because that's authentic and that's who we are.
Yep.
And that's how you know you're buying quality and American and, supporting people like Bobby Lee and Logan.
Yeah,
Well,
but I think we're gonna flip. Hold on, we're gonna flip normally our spots because normally I would do that part, but I'm gonna do his part.
Okay.
Hey, if you have a local farm or rancher to buy from first, like Bobby Lee, these guys, like, dude, come on, Logan, like, buy from them before you buy from us.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely. If you have a local farm or ranch that you can buy from, please buy from them. Our mission is to support American farms and ranches. And if you don't have somebody local, then buy from us.
Well, and I would say as a local farmer rancher that is selling direct, I don't have the capacity to serve the people like they do. Like I was telling them, I had somebody the other day, it's like, hey, I know, but they didn't really know I had cattle. Like, well, I need to hit you up. And I'm like, oh man, I was like, I only feed out 9 a year.
Yeah.
And the people that buy from me every year. Like I can put you on the list, but until somebody dies.
Because here's the thing.
You can't.
But here's the thing.
man, it's so morbid.
You're right, but I mean, that's
They could have moved.
right.
They didn't have to die. They could have moved.
No,
But here's the
they
thing.
gotta
And
die.
this is what I've learned over the years is
Yes.
the people who are really good at raising cattle aren't really good at selling it.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's very
Oh,
true.
you're right.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And that's where we come in because the people who want to raise it like just like you do.
Like
they wanna-
Dr. Death over here. Yeah.
Talking about my customers.
How many legs have you cut off this week?
2.
These are animals, not humans.
But no. The people who know how to raise the animals
Yeah.
and raise them right, they want to focus on raising them right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, if they have enough supply to buy from them, buy from them. But that's where we come in and we help people continue to
Support those.
support American agriculture, support American farming.
Yeah.
Everything we sell is 100% American, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah. We love it, man. We love that.
Oh yeah, that's one thing. When we first started this, we didn't know what we were doing. We're podcasting.
I still don't know
I was
what
like,
I'm
look-
doing.
Well, I was like,
I'm
we'll do a
glad you
Made
know
in
what you're
USA
doing.
segment at the end, and Logan was like, yeah, we'll do it. And then, of
And now
course,
it's stuck.
yeah, and like
We're 200 and this is 210 or something.
210. Yeah,
We were actually,
210.
It's 200 in the best.
yeah, yes, right. That's
I weigh
right.
200. I weigh 210.
Well, that's pretty good. Yeah. What do you weigh?
me.
You're down what, like 170,
Well, no, about 180.
180?
Oh, nice.
Don't
Nice.
sell me short.
I thought
Oh,
you
man.
said you had slimmed down to 170.
Guys, we got to close it. We got to close it. We got to close
Yeah, you
it.
got to break this home.
All right, guys. We need you to do a few things as we finish up here. Obviously, go check out Good Ranchers, see what they're doing. Go to goodranchers.com and check them out on social media. Just look up Good Ranchers on Instagram, Facebook, all the things. Also, leave us 5-star ratings on Spotify and Apple. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and comment below. Let us know what you thought of the episode. And what else?
Check out agzaga.com, discount code TalkDirt20. Fill up your shopping cart with all the good stuff. Browse around. Not too early to do that Christmas shopping. Y'all check them out. agzaga.com.
Do it. Guys, glad to have you back on.
Yeah.
This has been fun.
I love it. Thank you.
Hold me
Blast.
to it.
Yeah, 1,000.
That 1,000th.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will. That's right.
Get
Yeah.
us to 1,000 reviews. What'd you
I'm
say?
going to give 999, 1,000, and 1,001.
All
I
right.
think that's only fair.
Okay. Yeah.
Guys, if y'all don't
Beef
just
for a year.
absolutely
Free meat
crush
for a
this.
year.
Yeah. Oh, so not just, I said beef. Yeah. Free meat for you.
Free meat for a year.
So-
Beef, chicken,
Yeah.
pork, seafood.
So, I mean, honestly, if you have not left a review,
You're an idiot.
do it right now. And whether you have or haven't, tell
Yeah.
Tell some
you know,
people.
Tell some
tell,
people.
tell 10 or 15 of your neighbors and friends. Do it. Let's get this done.
Yep.
Get
All
her,
right.
Get her done.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
See
you
y'all.
next week.
Yeah.
You've been listening to Talk Dirt to Me with your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee. If you enjoyed this episode, we ask that you subscribe and leave a review. And we'll catch you next time